Okay, so I want to run over this right quick because I wanted you to see what commission-based actually looks like. So what we did was we did the average monthly. So this person sometimes, according to the last year, so she went back and she analyzed what she had made throughout this whole past year, okay? So she took her incomes and she gave them to me. We averaged them out, and it's $10,600 a month. She is something in real estate, like escrow or something. So it is paid on commission. So we averaged out her commission. Her low being around $4,000 a month, her high being around almost $13,000. So that's how we got the $10,600. She has $9,087 in expenses a month. Her debt is at $541,178, but her cash flow was only $1,513. To be making the money she is and to have a low cash flow like that means that she's covered up. So with her mortgage at $385,402, her HELOC almost $100,000. She has a Ford at $14,000, and then she has these credit cards. Okay, so what we did with her was we took her HELOC that she already had in place. Thank goodness, it had a $746 a month payment. So we added the Ford so we could grab this $532 payment a month. So when we took this income transfer right here in month one, we're just figuring the $10,600. Now, when you do Velocity Banking, you don't have to stress out if your income is lower or not at all for a month, okay? So when I was traveling working, I would hit 712s for maybe 8, 12, 16 weeks. Then I would, when the job was finished and I took off, I would take off 3 to 6 months. So because I had done the Velocity this way, that time off did not even matter because I had the money in my line of credit to take care of my expenses all the way through my time off. So you guys that are on commission based, and you think you can't do Velocity, you are in an excellent position with Velocity because as you have this line of credit, you can live off of that until you get back to where you're making your regular income again. Same thing, people say, well, what if you lose your job? You can't, what if? Stop the what ifs. What if you were walking down the street and you tripped over a rock and you fell in a pile of dog poop and you got it in your mouth and you liked it? I mean, what ifs can go all day long, right? So what if you lose your job? What if you get laid off? What if you decide that you're going to take off for a while like I would do? Don't be stressing about what ifs. Let's just get on the ball, get this done, get excited, get the debt gone, and be happy that we're alive. I will tell you. So I tell everybody I'm a giver, and I love it. And I look for places to give. But, so I'm thinking yesterday about my tithe, because I always do it in advance and I pray over it and I get ready to give on Sundays with my tithe. And so I'm literally thinking yesterday, I'm like, okay, maybe I should cut it back because, I might want to give somewhere else, or all of these things started coming up in my head about tithing. Literally, I needed to cut it back this week. And I'm thinking to myself, what is wrong with you, you big dummy? The Lord opens up the windows of heaven and pours out a blessing so big you can't receive it. Why wouldn't you take him up on that opportunity? And the devil puts thoughts in my mind too about giving. So I absolutely will not cut back this week. I absolutely will go ahead and do what I plan to do because it says to decide in your heart what you want to give and then do it with a cheerful heart. So I'm just saying the doubts, the what ifs, they come to me too every day, just to hinder us. Exactly. So don't let doubt come in. Just jump in. Let's do this. So with adding the HELOC and the Ford, it really, really helped us with her cash flow. So let me show you. So her expenses were $9,087, right? This was her original expenses. Well, we got to take off the $746 for the HELOC payment. Why? Because when you take your income and you put it into your line, you have literally satisfied that payment. It is no longer there. Now it's cash flow, okay? So then we also paid off her Ford, $532. So that gets to come out of her expenses every month because the Ford's gone. Means that she is now at $7,809 for expenses. That gave her $1,278 in new cash flow on top of this $1,513. So she pays off with the line of credit. Can she add more? Absolutely. These are revolving accounts. So as she's paying this down, so if you look, it was at $108,367 before she put in her first income. The income goes in, now she's at $97,767. The expenses now come out, the new $7,809. Her interest that I figured high, let me think. I figured at 9% here. Then in month 2, her income goes in, then her expenses and her interest come back out. Month 3, she's going to pay off Wells Fargo. Look here, we're going to get to add $296 more dollars to the cash flow, which means $296 for Wells Fargo that gets to come off. So she's at $75.13 for her expenses now. Wells Fargo's gone, her income goes in, her balance comes back down. Now she takes out the expenses, $75.13, $840. She starts at $112,000. Chase then we're going to grab. So do you see how that as she gets up and running, she's literally paying off a debt every month? I'm thinking she's going to be pretty tickled. I would be pretty tickled because she's very stressed out about her debt. And I'm so surprised because she was in great shape. She just didn't know it. We just don't know. What is the max amount of her line of credit? 125. 125 was her max. I just found you less than 2 weeks ago. We already started. I am amazed of this. It is also upsetting that I didn't know before. I share your channel to my daughter. She just purchased a car. I didn't know either. I didn't know either, guys. I'm telling you, I was totally shocked. I was totally shocked. How do you make payments out of your HELOC for your expenses? I don't believe we can access our HELOC that easily. You should be able to. A HELOC is a HELOC. Now, unless it's through like Upgrade or Upstart or whatever those programs are, maybe not, but I mean, I would get into a HELOC that would allow you, that's your equity. You should be able to access that any way you want to, okay? Yes, when they give you a HELOC, they give you a routing number. It is just like a checking account, so you should be able to put into that HELOC and pull out just as easily. So, yeah.